Y'all ever give somebody your whole chest and watch them use it as a punching bag? Nah, for real. Not the movie version. Not the version with violins and slow-motion rain. I'm talking about the real thing. The kind where you smile at work, laugh with your friends, post like everything's fine, and then you get home and the walls know the truth. That's the kind of love I want to talk about tonight. The kind that don't announce itself as danger. The kind that walks in wearing a nice cologne and a soft voice, and by the time you smell the smoke, you're already standing in the fire. See, nobody signs up for a toxic relationship. Ain't nobody sitting there in the beginning going, you know what? Let me pick the one that's gonna hollow me out. Nah, it creeps. It starts with attention. It starts with somebody making you feel like the main character for the first time in your life. And you who's been overlooked, who's been told you're too much, too sensitive, too deep, you finally found somebody who looked at you like you were the whole sky. So you handed them the keys, every single one. And that's when the weather changed. You know what's crazy? The same mouth that called you beautiful at midnight called you exhausting by morning. The same hands that held you close on Sunday couldn't be bothered to text you back on Tuesday. And you sat there, I know you did, replaying every word, trying to find the moment you did something wrong, trying to find your fault in somebody else's fear. Baby, you didn't do nothing wrong. You just loved somebody who ain't never learned how to hold something good without breaking it first. Let's talk about the excuses, 'cause Lord knows you had a library of them. They're stressed. They had a hard childhood. They're just not good with words. You built a whole defense case for somebody who wouldn't even show up as a witness for you. You know how tired that is? Being your own lawyer and their lawyer at the same time? Representing both sides of a war they started. And here's the part don't nobody tell you. The silence they gave you wasn't empty. It was loaded. Every unanswered text, every "we'll talk later," every cold shoulder, that was a message too. It just didn't come with words. It came with absence. And absence, when it's aimed right at you on purpose, that's its own kind of violence. You ever notice how they only got soft right when you started pulling away? Ain't that something? You could be crying for weeks and get nothing. But the second your energy shifted, the second you stopped chasing, here they come with the good morning texts and the "I've been thinking about us." That ain't love circling back around. That's a hunter noticing the prey stopped running. They didn't miss your heart. They missed having a hand on the leash. And I know some broken little part of you still perks up when that happens, still feels that jolt of hope, like maybe this time it's real. That ain't weakness, that's biology. That's what happens when somebody trains your nervous system to associate chaos with love. You start mistaking adrenaline for affection. You start thinking the stomach drop is passion, when really it's just your body bracing for impact. That's the addiction nobody warns you about. Not the person, the pattern, the up and down, the freeze and thaw. You wasn't addicted to them. You were addicted to the relief that came after the pain. Like finally exhaling after somebody had their hand around your throat the whole time. Let's talk about what they took, 'cause it wasn't just time. Time you can get back. What they took was quieter than that. They took your certainty. You used to know things about yourself, what you deserved, what you'd tolerate, how loud your own voice sounded. And piece by piece, they talked you out of your own knowing. Made you double back on your own instincts. Made you apologize for noticing what was right in front of your face. That's the real theft. Not the late nights or the broken promises, the theft of your own certainty. They made you a stranger in your own gut feeling, and you kept giving anyway. Not 'cause you were foolish, 'cause you were hopeful. There's a difference. You saw somebody's potential and you loved it like it was already finished. You loved the blueprint like it was the building. And that's a beautiful thing to be capable of, seeing what somebody could become. But here's the lesson wrapped in blood. Potential don't pay you back. Potential don't apologize. Potential don't hold you when the lights go out. Only the actual person can do that. And if the actual person keeps showing up smaller than the dream you built for them, baby, that dream is costing you your life. You ever catch yourself in the mirror during all that and not recognize what's looking back? That's what happens when you spend so long shrinking to fit somebody else's comfort. You go quiet in rooms you used to fill up. You start asking permission for feelings that used to be automatic. You start speaking in whispers about things that used to make you roar. And here's the twisted part. They liked you better that way. Smaller, softer, easier to manage. 'Cause your full volume, your whole self, standing tall and asking for what you deserve, that scared them. Not because you were too much, because they were too little to stand next to it. Some people can't handle being near a fire they didn't build. It reminds them of everything they let go cold in themselves. So instead of warming their hands by it, they tried to put it out. Now let's get into the gaslight, 'cause we gotta name it. Healing from something that rewired how you see yourself. Don't run on somebody else's calendar. Some nights you're gonna feel strong. Some nights you're gonna feel like you're back at square one, missing a voice that used to hurt you more than it helped you. Both of those nights are allowed. Both of those nights are part of the same walk home. You ever think about what it's gonna feel like the day you realize you don't need an apology anymore? Not because you didn't deserve one. You did. You deserved a real one, eye to eye, no excuses stapled to it. But you're gonna get to a place where you stop needing their words to validate your pain. Your pain was real, whether they ever admit it or not. Their silence don't erase what happened. Their denial don't rewrite your memory. You know what you survived. That's enough. And when they do reach back out, and some of them do, months later, years later, right when you finally built something solid, remember this. They're not coming back because they changed. They're coming back because they got bored, or lonely, or somebody finally treated them the way they used to treat you, and they want to know if the door's still unlocked. Don't confirm it for them. Let the silence answer. Here's the thing about pain like this. It teaches you things that comfort never could. You're gonna know your own worth on a level people who never went through the fire will never touch. You're gonna spot manipulation in its early stages, the way a person who's been burned knows the smell of smoke before anybody else in the room does. That's not a curse. That's a kind of wisdom you paid too much for, but you got it now, and don't nobody get to take that back from you. So if you're still in it, if you're reading this with your chest tight and your phone face down 'cause you're scared of what it'll do to you, I need you to hear this part clear. You are not too much. You were never too much. You were simply too real for somebody who was built out of surface. The right person is not going to flinch at your depth. They're going to dive in it. The right person don't need you to get smaller to feel bigger. And if you already made it out, if you're standing on the other side of this looking back at the version of you who stayed too long, don't be ashamed of her. Don't be ashamed of him. That version fought a war most people never even had to survive. That version kept a heart beating through conditions that should have stopped it cold. Respect that. Don't bury that story in shame. Wear it like proof. 'Cause one day, and I promise you this day is real, somebody's gonna sit across from you, gonna look you dead in your eyes, and gonna wonder why you take your time trusting, why you watch actions more than words, why you don't fold the first time somebody says the right thing. And you're just gonna smile. 'Cause you'll know it's not distance, it's discernment. You didn't get cold, you got clear. And that clarity, That's the one thing they could never manipulate out of you. That's yours. Keep it.